Aries Ascendant. Now, in case of Aries as an ascendant, you will observe that Jupiter is going retrograde on your first house and Jupiter rules your 9th and 12th house. So, when 9th Lord goes retrograde in the first house, it is the time to understand your dharma. It is the time to introspect on various aspects about life, about your duties, about your responsibilities, about things that you always wanted to do but you couldn't complete, pending tasks, about your health, about your role in your own life, also your role and responsibilities in the life of people that are dependent on you. If you are doing any mistake and if you feel that you are not doing it correctly, probably you are not doing it correctly, so maybe it's the time to revisit. So that is what retrograde talks about. Retrograde talks about revisiting life, revisiting various aspects. And when Jupiter is retrograde, Jupiter is all about wisdom and knowledge. 9th house is also about divine intervention, divine knowledge, which also means that you will get all sorts of divine help, because retrograde also means that the planet is closer to the earth, and when planet is closer to earth, it only means that the kripa, the Guru kripa is showering on you. And for Aries, I will definitely say that this retrograde Jupiter will also help you counter the negative influence of Rahu that was on your first house on the sign of Aries. You also have to see the effect of a retrograde Saturn until 4th of November on your ascendant. This is because retrograde Saturn will also aspect retrograde Jupiter, and retrograde Jupiter will be in Bharani Nakshatra, which means very innovative people will see great growth. People involved in creative industry, people involved in teaching, online education system, e-commerce platforms will see great boost and great growth. But when some planet is trying to make you rethink and revisit something, that means definitely there will be certain mistakes, there will be some challenges that, or you are doing something wrong. So don't be too rigid, too harsh on yourself, rather be little bit flexible, rather be ready to change and mend your ways, because if you become too rigid, a retrograde Saturn can create a lot of hurdles. Also, if you chant any Guru mantra, or if you can chant Vishnu Sahasranam, if you chant Guru Bij mantra, Om Gram Greem Grom Sah Gurave Namaha, if you have a Guru, then this will give you higher blessings. A retrograde Jupiter will have the possibility to increase your finances, to take away the financial worries and give you what you have not achieved till now. Now, this can also be knowledge, knowledge is also a great wealth. Now, you have to only see how is this knowledge coming to you, because if this knowledge is coming because of your acceptance, because you are flexible, because you are submissive to the divine power, because you are following the path of goodness, then it is fine. Otherwise, the retrograde Jupiter can unwind a lot of things, stop, make you forced to restart, relook at different things by creating problems, hurdles, difficulties, and especially health issues, because Jupiter will also create 12th house matters in your first house, which means there can be a little bit of isolation, there can be a little bit of isolation to make you think on different aspects of life. So if you are feeling isolated, alone, don't worry. And also you will have to ensure that you are spending wisely, and if you are doing some havan, some Brahman Bhoj, or some sort of spiritualistic expenses in your life, you will see that retrograde Jupiter in the first house will be really blissful in your life. And Jupiter's aspect on 5th, 7th and 9th will resolve matters related to children. Your relation towards your children will improve, your marriage will improve, your possibilities of marriage will also be there in your life, and this will resolve a lot of marriage related hurdles. And for people who are facing marriage related issues, will see that by chanting proper mantras, by doing remedies and visiting temples, you will be able to resolve the conflicts, and this will bring couples closer than ever. So for Aries, it's really a great time. Taurus. Now, in case of Taurus as the ascendant, you have to understand that for Taurus, Jupiter rules your 8th house, and Taurus will find Jupiter ruling their 11th house. So the Jupiter rules all the uncertainties as well as your gains. So Jupiter becomes a very crucial planet for you. And now when this Jupiter goes retrograde in your 12th house, A retrograde planet in 12th house means recovery from losses, and that is where your focus should be. So if your focus is to gain a lot of profits, remember 11th lord is in 12th house. So the Labhasthan, house of gain, lord of house of gain is in the is in the house of expense. So auspicious expense will increase and remedial expenses will also increase. Medical expenses might also a little bit increase during this time, but for good things, for your proper recovery, and not that it is going to spend money like anything. Jupiter being in the 12th house would want your focus to come back to the domain of health, well-being, to your lifestyle, how you live, how you plan your day, how you execute your task, and how you are mitigating the losses, and how you are trying to mitigate the risks involved in your career. For people who want to do well in their career, this can be a great time. But for people who are already suffering from problems, will get the guidance of Guru and will get remedial solutions. So for people who want to find answers to their questions, this is really a great time if you are a Taurus Lagna or even Taurus moon sign. But then this can increase expenses, like say for example, Jupiter aspects 4th house. So this might want you to buy houses, or you may be forced to buy a house. So make a little bit of compromise according to your financial condition. Do what you're supposed to do, not lavish things. Don't go to extravagant unless you are financially that capable. Also a sankalp, that if you take a sankalp of any mantra jap to fulfill your wishes, that will give you a lot of comfort. For people who are suffering from mental issues, this can be a great time. For people who are suffering from say bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, for people who are in depression, presence of a guru, going into an ashram, spending time into a guru's ashram can be really, really blissful, and this can give you a lot of benefits, lot of success. Also, when Jupiter aspects the 6th and the 8th house, see, this is a trade-off that you will have to do. Small expense to prevent bigger losses. So it might be the case where you are maybe enduring a journey, say to a doctor or to a different city, or enduring a journey to go to a temple or an ashram, but because Jupiter, and in fact retrograde Jupiter aspects your 6th and 8th house, it will prevent you from diseases. It will give you beforehand warnings of impossible situations in life, and that will give you enough time and enough bandwidth to actually do something in your favor, to protect yourself and your family. So it's more of a defensive transit. So do not try to portray your knowledge. Do not try to attack or be in an offensive mode, rather be in a slightly defensive mode. For career, this can be a great time for people who want to travel abroad, for who were stuck in abroad, wants to come back. This can be a great time. For people who have visa related issues, this can be a great time. So you can definitely see that this Jupiter has a lot to offer. So also this Jupiter being in the 12th house, because it aspects the 8th house, for people who are really sick, will see remedies coming their way, medicine coming their way. And if you feel that your fitness is going down, focus now, because Jupiter's aspect in the 8th house can possibly increase the longevity, not only of yours, but also of your family members. So that is why yoga, pranayama and all that will become much more necessary. And if you are too miser, you have to be careful, because you cannot control all the expenses. So if the expenses are going for a greater good, do it. A little bit of donation will definitely help here. Gemini ascendant. Now in case of Gemini as an ascendant, you can see that Jupiter rules 2 of your Kendra Bhava. That means it rules 7th and 10th house. It rules marriage and career. And when this planet goes retrograde in your 11th house, it can give impossible, seemingly impossible opportunities on your way. So this can create situations where you will be able to, raise your voice against the injustice that is happening with you, especially because Saturn is also aspecting this Jupiter. But you will also be able to find new jobs and new opportunities and do the impossible. So if you are like somebody who wants to, take an extra mile, walk an extra mile towards your ambitions, towards your goal, then you can do it during this time. But because Saturn is aspecting it, you must be very practical towards it. You must be very stern towards your own goal settings. You must be very disciplined in order to get the maximum out of this retrograde Jupiter. Retrograde Jupiter is no joke. It's a Jupiter who can make you revisit your plans, can make you feel whether you are worthy or not, can also show you your own value in the system. Now, if you are, say you receive a feedback that you're not worthy, then always take a test, and if there is a scope of improvement, this is the time when you can improve. Retrograde Jupiter is like a guru coming back in your life and trying to help you to grow. So use this power and opportunity to grow leaps and bounds, and that is what this retrograde Jupiter in 11th house. 11th house is about labh, 11th house is about profit, 11th house is about something that is related to not only your gain, but a gain that you can sustain for life, sustainable gain. So you might not get a one-time opportunity, but you might get an opportunity of lifetime during this time. Jupiter retrograde might also make you rethink about your own initiative, your own actions, the way you take decisions, you make decisions, and people who are in partnerships, people who are in marriages will also see some good breakthrough in their life. But retrograde, being retrograde, will ask you to walk a different path. The usual path or the usual way of life may not apply now. So you may have to try something different. You may have to be slightly different, try to have an edge above others. And for this, certifications for career-oriented people will be extremely helpful. Overall, retrograde Jupiter in the 11th house is a really well placed transit for you. Your connection with your in-laws, your connection with your children will improve. You will have to rethink on all these platforms. When I say rethink, you must also see that if it is already bad, then you may have to rethink to actually figure out how you can improve on these areas of life, and which means you will have to give enough amount of time, and also you might have to accelerate the process a bit. So for that, a guidance will be necessary of a guru, of an astrologer. So whenever you are stuck, see if you can take help, because that is going to keep you running for a longer duration. Remember, this is a retrograde Jupiter in the 11th house, which has a potential to give you much more than you have anticipated. So leave up everything on God, because He can give you much more. Our thought and our aspirations can be limited, but what we can receive may be boundless. Kark Lagna. For Cancer Lagna, you have to see that Jupiter rules 6th and 9th house. 6th being Sagittarius, 9th being the sign of Pisces. So definitely this is a kind of a dharma and a karma related transit. Jupiter being retrograde in your 10th house talks more about your duties, your responsibilities, your karma, your dharma. And because Jupiter is retrograde in the 10th house, it talks about your career, your status in society, the way you live your life, the way you plan your day-to-day life. All that now becomes very crucial. Your designation, your career-related changes, all that is on the cards. Your promotion is possible. So retrograde Jupiter might also make you rethink about why you are in the company, why you are working, what you're working, why you're doing what you're doing. Now, introspection is one thing, taking action on that is different. So you have to plan it in a way that you are being more practical. Change is inevitable, but random, hasty changes should be avoided. Don't take things as an insult here. You have to learn from all the criticism, because criticism will come your way during this time, and so you have to learn from all that criticism. Now, 10th house also talks about domain. Say you are in a business or you are into job. So 10th house also talks about the domain in which you work, and that domain might also change during this time, or you may get new and better opportunities where you will be able to explore, learn and execute. But then you will have to give some time, because of the retrograde Saturn aspecting this Jupiter from the 8th house. A lot of uncertainties can trouble your mind and your life, and you will be unable to take decisions. And so for that, you must rely on your own experience, your own past experience. You must have faith in your talent. You must have faith in yourself. And if you have to, if you have some unfinished task related towards your father, towards your grandfather, towards your ancestors, you should fulfill that. You should do Pitra Shanti. You can chant Pitra Gayatri Mantra. And because Jupiter is in the 10th house, this is also a great time to pursue your aspirations, pursue your dreams, and say you want to change the domain, say you want to follow your passion, Jupiter retrograde can give you that. A retrograde Jupiter in the 10th house can also mean that you're working too hard for a result and you want a change, you want to get out of a situation, you must give it some time. See, Jupiter is aspecting your 2nd and 6th house, being in the 10th house. This can be financially really life-changing time for a lot of people. So praying to Mahalakshmi will also help you during this time. And for people who want to buy a house, who want to start a new factory, who want to start a new business, you will see things will move in your direction. But because 10th house is a place of debilitated Jupiter, Capricorn, not in your case, but in the Kalpurush, Capricorn being the 10th house is a place of debilitated Jupiter. You should also know that this Jupiter will make you somewhat slightly uncomfortable. So you must take care of your health also, especially people who are affected by liver related issues, stomach related issues should be careful. Digestive fire will go down and Pitta dosha can trouble you a lot. So be watchful on all those. If you can take control of your diet, it will be great for you. Overall, it's a good transit, but then you should be ready to work hard, and one theme will apply for you: unlearn and relearn. Leo. Now, in case of Leo ascendant, Jupiter is going to go retrograde in your 9th house, and if you see, Jupiter rules your 5th and 8th house. Now, 5th house is about children, 8th house is about uncertainties, changes, longevity of life, and not just Jupiter, but if you see, there is the presence of Saturn in your 7th house, and because Saturn is present in your 7th house, both Saturn and Jupiter will aspect your Lagna. So your personality will change, you will be forced to take certain decisions that you may not like, but that is good for you. So think about that. Also, this can be the time when your faith on somebody or something can change. So if you if you are a believer, become a seeker during this time. So, and also one more thing, if you are analyzing everything, if you're kind of putting your mind, heart and brain into everything that you do, instead of just believing something blindly, you will be able to achieve lot more than you can even imagine. This is the time when Jupiter being in the 9th house can unlock the potential of dharma, can bring the blessings of your gurus and your father, your ancestors and the divine. So you can do a lot of religious spiritual pilgrimages, you can do a lot of graha puja, shanti, navagraha shanti during this time. See, it's like being just spiritual and coming closer to divine. People who are involved in sadhana, occult practices will see new experiences during this time. Your communication power will improve, but you have to be very careful. If you have a bad communication skill, if you are very bad at your words, if you're not keeping any promises, then you will have to fulfill all those unfulfilled promises, because 9th house is about dharma, and the dharma guru Brihaspati is retrograde. It will force you to follow the path of dharma, and dharma means the path of righteousness. So this can make a lot of atheists, non-seekers, seekers. You will see miracles happening in your life, and this is a really positive time for most of you. Also, because Jupiter will be from the 9th house aspecting your Lagna, also aspecting your 5th house, for couples who are trying for children or who are worried about your children's health or education, will see major changes coming your way, but you will have to accept those changes. But before the changes will come around you, you will have to create changes within you. See, Saturn is not only aspecting Jupiter, but it is also aspecting your ascendant. That means you will have to be disciplined, you will have to learn to do things in a different manner. Doing things differently will make great difference in your life. And by doing the Shani mantra jap, by doing the Brihaspati mantra jap, you will be able to achieve the impossible. This is the time when you can improvise on your limits and expand your limits and do something that previously you thought is impossible for you. It's a great time to be a new version and a better version of yourself. Virgo. Now, in case of Virgo as an ascendant, Jupiter again rules two of your Kendra houses, 4th and 7th. Now, because Jupiter rules 4th house and 7th house, it rules your personal life, it rules your house, home, your happiness, your business, your connection with the people around you, your connection with your environment. And when Jupiter goes retrograde in the 8th house, it changes your perspective towards life. It changes the way you think about your business partner. It changes the way you think about your life partner. It changes the way you think about your own happiness. And that means you will start drawing your happiness from different things than what you have already been drawing from. And this means that your decisions may change depending upon the situation you are right now. A retrograde Jupiter in the 8th house can also resurface some of the problems just so that you can pay attention and try to correct them. Not that Jupiter is your enemy, but 8th house being the house of surprises, a retrograde Jupiter can also open Pandora's box. So what should you do during this time? Chant mantras. See, Jupiter directly aspects your 12th house here. So Jupiter actually wants to save your losses. Jupiter wants to create a new branch from which you can release your karma. And if you want to deviate away from all the problems and pains and suffering, this is the time. 8th house can also bring miracles in your life. So chanting mantras can bring spiritual miracles. And Jupiter in the 8th house can also make you rethink about your financial decisions, financial plans, especially your plans with your spouse. It can have the potential to impact your connection with your in-laws. Maybe you will see something positive coming your way. If you want to start a new business with your in-laws, this is also possible, because retrograde means something unusual during this time. Also, a retrograde Jupiter in the 8th house will be aspecting your 2nd. It will be aspecting your 4th house. So it will be aspecting Dhanabhav. That means this has the potential to bring in new partnerships, new investments, new ideas, and which can turn your losses into gains and can be termed as a financial miracle. So if you are into a lot of financial distress, chant Guru Bij mantra, pray to Ma Mahalakshmi during this time. Chanting Shri Suktam will be really helpful, and take great care of your health. And also, if you can get a time to volunteer, you give seva into places where people are sick and unhealthy, that can save you from any disaster. Jupiter retrograde will be countered or I'll say supplemented by a retrograde Saturn in the 6th house, which is in fact good for you. But then this can bring in challenges that you have never seen before and can change your personality forever and for good. So that is why you need to pray that when an 8th house is being unearthed, it's like a Samudra Manthan. So try to receive Amrit and get rid of any toxicity. This is a transit to detoxify. Libra. Now, in case of Libra as an ascendant, if you observe that Jupiter rules your 3rd house and Jupiter rules your 6th house. 3rd house being Sagittarius, 6th house being Pisces, and this Jupiter will become retrograde in your 7th house. So this is definitely going to make you understand more about your own life partner. This is going to make you strengthen your stand towards your life partner, and this has the potential to revive broken relationships, but also has the potential to tell you the truth. And now how do you accept it, what do you do with it, will decide how your relationship will be towards your spouse. So definitely this has the greater potential to tell the truth. It's all about wisdom, it's all about knowledge, it's all about gaining the reality, understanding the reality. One more reason being that this Jupiter is aspected by retrograde Saturn. We should never take away the fact that this Jupiter will not work alone but under the guidance of Shani Dev. So if you chant Shani Bij mantra, Om Sham Shanashwaraya Namah, if you can offer prayers to Bhagwan Shani Dev, if you can chant the Nilanjanam Samabhasam mantra, then it will be really great to work on your married life, to work on your business. This Saturn has the potential to revive the understanding between partners, understanding between couples, and this Saturn also has the potential to cause breakups, broken relation, cause divorces, make things worse, provided you are not true to yourself, not true. If you are doing injustice, this can be a really worse time. But if you are seeking justice, then definitely the Saturn, which is retrograde in the 5th, and Jupiter, which is retrograding in the 7th house, will work because Jupiter after all aspects your first house. So it is targeting to bring guidance, make you learn the hard way and change the way you perceive life, change the way you act on different situations. Also, people who are involved in legal cases should be slightly careful. People who are involved in the court related matters, who are lawyers, who are in similar kind of profession, law related profession, or if you are into this IAS or IPS practices, if you own a coaching center, if you are a teacher, if you are a mentor, if you are a guide, if you are a healer, this can be a great time for you if you are a Libra ascendant or even if you are a Libra moon sign. Jupiter will be aspecting your third house as well as the 11th house, being in the 7th house. So this Kama Trikona will be aspected by Jupiter. So it will kind of bring reforms in your own expectations, and you will start feeling about life in a different way. You will start thinking about life in a much different way. So this is only going to upgrade you, but be careful about your health. 7th house, Jupiter, which is the ruler of the 6th house, can make you more worried because of the health of your own spouse, because of the health of a family member. So your personal involvement might be necessary there. Fulfill your duties and responsibilities and do not run away, and you will see the blessings of Jupiter will be multifold more than you can imagine. Scorpio. Now, in case of Scorpio as an ascendant, if you observe that Jupiter rules your 2nd house and 5th house, so Jupiter is actually a Rajyog planet for you, and it rules Dhanabhav, it rules the Santanabhav, it rules your house of productivity, and this Jupiter will become retrograde in your 6th house. Now, 6th house is about Prarabdha Karma. When you are talking about Prarabdha Karma, you are talking about dimensions related to debt, you are talking about dimensions related to responsibilities in your life, you are talking about dimensions related to karma, you are talking about dimensions related to enemies, obstacles, and retrograde Jupiter is a kind of a planet which can expand these dimensions so that you can know your mistakes, you can correct your mistakes, and you can work on them. Because if you don't work on them, then Jupiter being in the 12th, aspecting the 12th house will increase losses and will draw your attention towards them, So it is better to realize your true potential, realize your mistakes and work on them. If you think you have committed a mistake, then try to correct it by, apologizing and by, rectifying it. And if you don't know what to do, maybe the mistake is coming from the past life, because this retrograde Jupiter in the 6th can trigger your past life Pitradosh and all those curses and karma. You should pray to Bhagwan Shiva as a guru, Bhagwan Mahavishnu, because they are the or Parabrahma, because they are the Parabrahma and they are above all of us in a way. You can also pray to Ma Adi Shakti or any Devata whom you can get connected to. Why? Because once you start getting the blessings, once you start serving them, once you surrender yourself to them, then you activate the positive aspect of Guru in the 6th house. You will get healing, you will get medications, your efforts will work, you will become more and more productive. And Jupiter aspecting the 12th house will protect you from loss and will give you positivity in return. For people who are fighting cases during this time, should be slightly careful, because they can see that the person who is on the other side might try different things. I'm not saying that it will happen, but you might. Just be slightly aware during this time. So becoming more aware, becoming more alert, knowing your mistakes, becoming more aware of your own karma is going to be extremely important. So read Bhagavad Gita every day if possible, so that you can get to know the truth about life, the truth about karma and about everything. So this 6th house energy can be slightly disturbing. You might say that there are factors who are not allowing you to do puja or do remedies, pray to God, but then you must overcome all the obstacles if you want to become successful. Even a student who wants to reach a certain destination has to give exams. So treat this like as a time for examination who will actually work in your favor. Also, you will be slightly worried towards because of the health of your liver, the stomach region. So eat right, eat healthy, and try to avoid any non-vegetarian food during this time. Because your second lord is in 6th house, be careful about the debts and focus more on cutting down and cancelling the debt rather than taking it. Sagittarius. Now Sagittarius ascendant will see Jupiter retrograding in the 5th house, and when your ascendant lord becomes retrograde in the 5th, it means two things. Number one, you have to work on your own self, your own physical body, because this might have that weight fluctuations. Number two, you have to learn a lot from your own mistakes, and this will also help you learn a lot about yourself. So say for example, you are willing to do something, or you are trying to ensure that you secure a certain university if you are a student, or say you want to achieve or do a certain task, then you might get to know that you are not cut out for that. You have to do something else. So you will have to be ready for all those fluctuations, all those adjustments when Jupiter is in the 5th house, because Guru is in the bhav of Jnana, is in the bhav of expression. This will also change the way you express yourself. This will also change the way you eat food. This is also going to change the way you consume social media. This is also going to change the way you think about different aspects of life. Your gut feeling will improve, your sixth sense will improve, and this will give you a lot of chance to unlearn and relearn. So a lot of new learnings will happen. Good for students, good for people who are in corporate, good for people who are teachers, who are into academics, who want to open a university, who wants to serve in an ashram. Good for all of you. It is good for people who are into technology, because retrograde Jupiter and Rahu in the 5th shows technological advancements, especially people who are involved in tech sector, who are involved in communication sector, who are involved in ed tech will see great boost during this time. New ventures is possible, but romance is one area where it can take a hit, because retrograde Jupiter means that you will get to know the truth, and that can hurt your feelings. So be careful on that area of life. Now retrograde Saturn in the 3rd house aspecting retrograde Jupiter in the 5th, at least till 4th of November, shows that you can stop yourself a lot of time. So this is the time that you have to be proactive. You have to know in and out about the path in which you are going. Does not matter, it can be about your career, it can be about marriage. But if you know in and out and then you walk the path, you will be in a much better situation to handle all the uncertainties that might arise because of this retrograde Jupiter. Retrograde Jupiter in the 5th will also change the way you think about your children and the way your relationship towards your children will be. That will also be reformed during this time. Retrograde Jupiter wants you to revisit on these areas and work on your soft skills, work on your expression skills. Also people who are in career related to acting will see great boost during this time, getting new roles, new type of opportunities. So it kind of opens up the horizon for a lot of people, and you are the one who should be ready to explore those horizons, explore the unknown, knowing the unknown, just breaching the boundaries of the cosmos and try to do something that has been never tried before, but being very practical. This can put your mind and effort into multiple things, so multitasking can be a big issue here. So try to allot time accordingly. Time management can be an issue for Sagittarius natives. Now people who want to buy new property might end up buying new property during this time. You will get new opportunities, so that is a great possibility for people who are looking for a growth in real estate sector, for a house of their own. This might give you that opportunity. Overall for Sagittarius, it is a great time, but you have to do some sadhana of any mantra. Pick up one mantra. If you don't know, just pray Om Namah Shivaya or Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Naam Jap is going to help you in the long run. Capricorn. Now in case of Capricorn as a Lagna, Jupiter rules your 3rd house and 12th house. So this Jupiter is really going to make you run, travel, explore. So if you want to travel abroad, or if you want to come to your own country after traveling abroad, this is a great time. This is a great time to take leisure trips. This is a great time to go and do some pilgrimage. This is a great time to work on your happiness, work on your financial sector, realize about your true potential, realize about your wealth, self-worth, self-appreciation is necessary, especially for Capricorn during this time. Now Saturn, which is your ascendant lord, is also retrograde and aspecting this Jupiter. So this means you will have to take control of the situation in your life. You will have to work on your own self, and that will give you that power that you have been searching for a very, very long time. Fourth house Jupiter retrogression might also mean that you will have to work on your health of your mother, also about your own home. So kind of rearrange your home. You can do renovation in your home. You will see need of that will arise. Need of changing your house may also arise during this time, and your wishes will come true if your horoscope allows. Pray to Jupiter by chanting Guru Bij mantra, by chanting the mantra Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah every day. Chanting Vishnu Sahasranam will also help you in recovering from any financial stress or any such stress of the family. Any family tension can be cured by visiting a guru, visiting an ashram, and if you feel that you can become happy by doing something, at least try. A little bit of experimentation might be necessary to figure out your true happiness during this time. For Capricorn, I must say that this Jupiter retrogression is kind of a transit that restores faith in God, that restores faith in the universe and universal energies. It will make you more and more happy, just that you have to ensure that your path is not wrong. You are actually trying to work on the spiritual self, and you are working for the greater purpose. People who have afflicted Jupiter in their chart should visit Brihaspati temple or chant Guru Kavach and Guru Shanti mantra every day. Aquarius. Now for Aquarius, Jupiter rules your 11th house and 2nd house. So Jupiter rules your Dhana Bhava. And when this Jupiter kind of goes retrograde in your 3rd house, it makes you rethink about your decisions related to finances. It can make you rethink about how your life is going on financially, especially, and how you are connecting with your family, how you are connecting with your siblings, what is your role in their life, and what is your role in society. All this is going to come up, and you will kind of figure out through maybe a little bit of experimentation, a little bit of POC, maybe your own karma will tell you, because 3rd house is about Purushartha. 3rd house is about working in true potential. And when Jupiter will come in the 3rd house and becomes retrograde, it will make you, move towards the path of Dharma. It will force you to move towards the path of Dharma. So if you take a mantra like Om Namah Shivaya and chant every day, it will be a really excellent way to handle the energies of the 3rd house Jupiter. A retrograde planet in the 3rd house may also means that it will force you to correct your mistakes. It will want you to learn from your mistakes and come up and come away from the energy of the tamasic and move toward the sattvic. So definitely this Jupiter, which is also aspecting the 9th house, it has this inherent duty to develop that dharma within you. So it will make you follow the path of dharma, see the miracle, see the positive output, and then do something about it. You can become a great preacher, great teacher about dharma. And if you are going to teach the path of dharma, if you are a yoga expert, if you are the expert of astrology, numerology, then this retrograde Jupiter in the 3rd house will be really excellent time for you. So for Aquarius, I will say it's more a time of contemplation, it's more a time of action, it's more a time of revision, it's a time when you can focus on yourself, on your own happiness. This is also going to work on your wishes, and it will make you take certain steps that kind of takes you where you want to belong. So this sense of belonging that might come during this retrograde Jupiter's time. This is also going to work on your marriage. So if you're ready for marriage, this can give you a lot of success in that area. So overall, I see that for Aquarius, retrograde Jupiter is going to do wonders for you. Pisces. Now, in case of Pisces as an ascendant, if you see your ascendant lord and your 10th house is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is going retrograde in your 2nd house. Now, 2nd house is about dhana, is about wealth, but it is also about family, because in Jyotish it is also called Kutumba Bhava. So, retrograde Jupiter will try to alter your role in your family, will try to make you understand their problems, and they will also try to understand your problems. But also for people who want to prove a point to their family that their path was right, and if their path is right, we'll see something positive there. We'll see acceptance coming in from family members, especially the extended family members will actually support you a lot during this time. It's a great time for people who want to rework on your finances, who want to work on your career, who want to do new things in life, who want to change their profession. This can be really a good time for you. Now, for Pisces, you have to understand that this retrograde Jupiter in the second house will also work on your health, especially your dental health, the health of your gums. If you have liver problems, if you have fat related issue, you need to work on your diet aggressively during this time. Try to see that you are cutting down on the excessive oils and excessive tamasic food, the negative food, and try to cut down on the non-vegetarian food. Now, retrograde Jupiter and Rahu in the second house can also be a blessing for people who want to earn from foreign country, who want to earn and do an export and import of goods and services, especially if you are having that online portal or online business, or you are a freelancer. This can be really a great time for you. Career changes are inevitable, which will bring financial success in your life, which will bring happiness in the family, and there will be auspicious expenses in your family also during this time. So overall, it's going to be a very quality transit, a transit that will not only bring happiness and success, but will also give you assurance, will bring security in your life. But if you're facing any financial insecurity, that means Jupiter wants to draw your attention towards something where you are not paying attention at. So you have to focus and try to be a solution seeker, not the one who will be always cribbing about the problem. Yes, you can share your problems, but sharing the problem and not finding a solution about it, that will be not the right thing during this retrograde Jupiter in the sign of Aries. Jupiter will be aspecting your 6th house and 8th house. So Jupiter is kind of, will have the blessings to cut down all the negativity. I don't see this transit as a negative one. I see this transit as a really uplifting. Whatever we discussed in the Jupiter transit in Aries video, in my previous video for Pisces, this will be like one notch higher, one notch above. Just that you will have to revisit certain decisions that you have taken, and if you are kind of angry at your family member, maybe you need it's the time to revisit and rework on those relations. Try to feel secured and chant Hanuman Chalisa 11 times every day.